What if Black Clover's biggest unanswered question was never meant to be answered? 11 years, hundreds of chapters, and the identity of Asta's father, still officially unknown. But here's what makes that so interesting. The story may have been dropping clues all along, and once you start connecting them, a very different picture begins to emerge. Welcome back to Movizo, where we don't just watch stories, we decode them. Today we're diving into one of manga's most deliberate mysteries: who fathered the boy with no magic in a world built entirely on it? About 20 years before the events of Black Clover, one of the 3 rulers of the underworld, a devil named Astaroth, simply vanished. No explanation, no body, just gone. And around that same period, Asta was born. Now the name connection, Asta and Astaroth, is interesting on its own, but the theory goes much deeper than that. When Megicula investigates the underworld and confronts Julius Navakrana, he reveals that Megicula wasn't originally one of the 3 rulers. She took the place of the missing Astaroth. What's especially interesting is the wording used in the original Japanese. The term, often translated as successor, can also carry the meaning of second wife depending on context. Whether that's intentional foreshadowing or not is up for debate, but it's a detail that's hard to ignore. So consider one possible chain of events. Astaroth leaves the underworld and potentially forms a relationship with a human woman named Licita. Megicula, possibly connected to Astaroth in some way, curses Licita with the magic power and Luftwasser absorption ability. And there's something worth noting here. Licita's condition forces her into complete isolation. If she had lived with that ability her entire life, surviving long enough to build relationships and eventually have a child becomes much harder to explain. That raises an interesting possibility. The curse may have come later, after the relationship, after a separation, maybe even after a betrayal. Then there's chapter 379. During the final battle, Lucius Zogratis resurrects Licita in an attempt to break Asta psychologically. But Licita wasn't a public figure. She wasn't famous, influential, or easy to find. She lived completely isolated from the rest of the world. So how did Lucius know where her body was? One possible answer is that he already had access to information connected to Astaroth. It's speculative, but if that's true, it could reframe much of the endgame. Lucius's Paladin project, creating purified, immortal humans with devil powers, might not have been entirely his own vision. If Astaroth genuinely wanted a world free from devils while still protecting humanity, then Lucius may have been advancing a plan whose full origins he never understood. Not the ultimate mastermind, but a man carrying out the will of one. What makes this theory so fascinating is that the manga never officially confirms any of it. And honestly, that may be exactly the point. Asta's story has never been about bloodlines. It's never been about destiny. It's been about proving that your origins don't determine your worth. Giving him a confirmed devil father at the very end could have shifted the focus away from that message. Maybe that's why the mystery remains a mystery. Not because the story forgot to answer it, but because leaving it unanswered serves the story better. So here's what I want to know from you. Do you think Tabata always intended to keep Asta's father ambiguous, or do you think the story simply moved beyond the mystery? Drop your theory below. If Black Clover taught us anything, it's that the most powerful forces aren't always the ones with magic. Sometimes they're the ones that keep us questioning what we thought we knew. I'm Movizo. Keep watching, keep digging. See you in the next one.